Well, I think so. I mean, it has to. I mean, it depends on if they gonna admit to it or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
But on the outside of it, you think about it, and especially, I mean, what other white basketball girl player in the WNBA has been celebrated this way? And you got to, and you can't, and you think about it. Social media has a lot to do with this. You see what I'm saying? Like when these girls come into the league, Candace, Diana. I mean, Candace not white, but I'm talking about Lindsay Whalen. You know what I'm saying? We didn't had a bunch some nice them Detroit Pistons girls. What was her name? Katie something. She was
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
cold
mm-hmm.
and tough with it. Boy, they say, man, she was strong as hell, like throw people. But old girl, you see Alyssa Clark? Was it Alyssa Clark who throat slammed old girl? She
Yeah.
got ejected, Will. Ain't no motherfucker talking about that.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm
Ain't
saying.
nobody, she
But the
threw that
narrative,
motherfucker down like this, Will.
but the narrative on that is you got she slammed Angel Reese. She gets kicked out.
Yeah, that's who she slammed.
There is
She
there is no
slammed my girl.
conversation about that though. There's no talk about that. And
Right, none.
so I I'm not sure what the WNBA needs to do. Um, because again, I've been seeing this talk about, this is just competition, this is just competition. But I'm gonna be honest with you, AG, even even in the men's side, particularly man, in the college and the professional ranks, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to see no cat lose their ability to make money. I don't think the game is that serious that, hey, like I say, if we balling and you go through the lane and you get fouled hard, I don't care if you get fouled viciously hard. That's part of the
Right.
game. But
Mm-hmm.
when you're just out here balling, whether you're black, white, whatever your race is, if I'm cheap shotting you, I'm intentionally trying, that ain't competition. I'm intentionally trying to hurt you. I'm intentionally sending the wrong message. Because again, if you come down the lane and I clock you, oh, I'm sending you a message saying, don't come in my house. But if you just standing there and I come up behind, man, and I like catch me when
Yeah.
I'm running. Like I'm just saying, there's a lot of ways she could have got at Caitlyn than to get at her that way. That's my point.
But the thing
But
is, that girl has always been like that. You know what I'm saying? That's part of her personality and her game. That
and
girl,
it
that
is.
girl used to play with dudes outside.
And I agree with you. But the issue is it's not just her. I think what she did has spearheaded all this conversation because we've been talking about this has been kind of like, you know, the process that Caitlyn is going through in the league right now. She getting beat up by
Right.
everybody, you know.
Yeah.
And
It's
here's the thing. And again, I ain't mad at them for going at her. You walk in the league, you coming in with this
that.
hype. I gotta see what
Yeah.
it's about. I'm gonna test
Entertain
you
me.
on
Now,
every level.
now, now just think about this. What if the vets and the other teams in the league was not playing her so hard? What if she had come in the game in her first 5 games, she had 40? And she go to the basket wheel, people are actually moving out the way so they won't foul her.
You
And
already
she
know
still
what
get
would
the
happen.
what would happen then?
You already know what would happen. They will be saying she's the best player in the league. You already know what would happen. And I think the lady in the
Yeah.
WNBA said we ain't giving that. Now, clearly, Indiana Fever is not a good team, so we ain't got to worry about uh, that. But it's I just been listening to a lot of sportscasters, a lot of podcasts, man, and I'm just trying to figure this thing out though, AG. How do you balance some of that, not in terms of the competition play, but as a head coach? as a league, as officials, how do, because I'm going back to the time when Jordan came into the league, and
Yeah.
and Jordan was getting brutalized. The league fixed that. The league said, "Hey, they changed some rules. They made some adjustments. Mike got better. Mike got stronger.
And they
But
still whooped his ass.
yeah, but
He was just this time he was just able to take it. That's all. In
there
'91,
when you start going,
Detroit Pistons was still they were still whooping his ass. He was just able to take it now.
you
And they was getting
you
texts and
I don't
everything.
know.
Like,
You look
yeah.
you look at
Yeah.
you look at that first year the Bulls won championship, that 91 team. Man, sometimes Mike wasn't even getting touched. Mike was going to the bucket and he was getting 3-point plays.
Well,
That was
he was too fast for him then. Like they couldn't get to him, but
too
they had to
fast.
design, dog, they had to design it. They said you have to hit him before he takes off. So they had a
that
three
was that was
Detroit used to have a 3-layer defense, bro. They used to
that was
elbow this dude all in his ribs,
that
neck,
but AG,
everything.
that was before the
Remember,
league changed some of these rules. The
yeah,
that
remember it
that
wasn't
bad
never
boy
a
Jordan
flagrant.
the Jordan rules, that I mean, even for the whole league, they changed a lot of the rules. You were just getting ready to say it, the flagrants. I mean, plus
Like
to
when
something
the
to fellas.
flagrant was invented.
Shoot, when Kurt Rambis got body slammed by Bill Laimbeer. Come on, man, that wasn't a basketball play. That was terrible basketball. But
Yeah, it
I
was.
think for the sake of this conversation, man, I think we can safely say that. Um, and this is my question to you, man, and then we'll move on. Is the WNBA trending in the right direction right now?
Absolutely.
That is.
Absolutely.
That is. That is.
Absolutely.
So
Keep
so
doing that. Bring up.
your advice to
I mean,
Caitlin Clark is what?
oh, keep doing what you're doing, baby girl. I love you. Hey, just like I love the whole league because it's so much. You know, I've watched it since '97, so I've seen it grow. And when Teresa and them, when them Houston girls was when Teresa and them, I mean, I'm like, oh my god! Now it's just to be still connected with it and watch it and you know being entertained by it. You got so many girls out here, man, that are real athletes, man. But
Absolutely. And
ain't it
all I'm
look
gonna
like
say
only
is this.
it looked like only two of them on the Indiana Fever.
All right, I'm gonna say this though. Juju, they know you coming.
Oh,
you better, you better,
they funny.
you better get
Let's roll.
strong,
Go
cause
get
they
that.
know
Go
you
get.
coming.
Hey, where's she from? She from L.A. or Compton or somewhere.
Yes,
Don't worry
sir.
about her. They finna roll out the red carpet for her.
Let me tell you something.
Like.
Listen, that's what's so crazy right now. My goodness, man. But that's story for another day, man. Listen, let's keep this thing rolling.
That's the
NBA
second.
Finals, AG.
I was
NBA
gonna say
Finals. Go ahead.
the second coming of the second coming of Maya Moore.
Absolutely.
That's who she is.
Absolutely.
That's who
Whew.
she is.
Let me tell you something. Listen. Whew.
That's
Whew.
who she is. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, I move on. That's for another time. NBA Finals,
Yeah.
man, starting this week. I think this is going to be probably one of the more entertaining um, um, finals we've seen in a long time. You know, I think the last great finals has been when LeBron and Cleveland going against Steph
Against
and
Golden State, yeah.
against Golden State. There's so many things going on here. Like there's on one level you got, will this be a one-on-one series where it's Luka, it's Kyrie, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Tate? Will they just be a one-on-one show, or will this be the series that gets us ready for the next, 10 years of great basketball in the NBA? What's your thoughts on that, man?